Well, hello. I'm off on another canoe trip, and this morning I'm headed out on my favorite body of water close to home. This is practically right on my doorstep, only a few miles out the door. And you might wonder, well, why are you going through all that trouble to load up gear and camp so close to home? Well, hopefully you will see why. But as many times as I have paddled and fished here, I've often gone by this site, and I said to myself, man, that's a great camping spot. That'd be really nice to camp there. So today is the day where I'm just gonna do it. Sometimes you just got to get out there and go for it. So that's what I'm doing this morning. We'll see. It's supposed to get extremely windy this afternoon, but calm down this evening, and tomorrow's supposed to be gorgeous. So I got an early start today, so I didn't have to battle the winds getting out here and setting up. So it should be nice. We'll see you when I get there. Okay, well, I made it here, and this site has a really tricky landing. It's essentially mostly bedrock, and it can be very slippery along the edge and steep, and so it's really kind of tricky to get in and out here. But I managed to do it, but we'll see how this goes being loaded. I try to go up, stay away from the rock, because that tends to be slippery, the part that's underwater, and go in this shallow area with some brush and stuff. But alright, let's see how this goes. See how graceful I am. Okay, I'm going to pan around the campsite and give you an idea of why I chose this site. Well, as I mentioned, this site is on essentially on bare bedrock for the most part. There's just some little pockets of blueberries on the bedrock, mostly moss. So there's no way to drive my tent stakes in the ground here. So what I have to do is use anchors. So I've taken my tent stakes, put them through the loops at the corners, laid them flat, and put some heavy rocks on each corner. This is the first time I've ever had to do this, so I'm kind of curious to see how this works. The overall site here has a little bit of a slope to it, but I've set it up so my head is higher than my feet slightly, so it shouldn't be any problem. But we'll see how this goes. This is definitely a different setup that I've never done before. This would be a perfect site for a hammock. I did bring a hammock to lounge in, but I have not. I'm not a hammock sleeper, so I'm not set up for that yet. So maybe someday, but I like my tent, so we'll see how this works. All right, well, I got the tent up, and it's all anchored with big stones. Yeah, some good sized cobbles and stones. I put the guy lines out too, just for a little extra insurance. It's supposed to be a little breezy this afternoon, but we'll see how this goes. I have a feeling it's gonna, take some adjusting every now and then, but definitely the tent's not going anywhere. So that's the main thing, and hopefully I got it in a good spot. They're not predicting any rain, so shouldn't really be an issue. It'll be very damp and wet as it is this morning, overnight and in the mornings, but should dry out during the day. But time to move in. Okay, I've got camp set up and gonna head out, do some fishing and paddling. It's starting to get a little breezy. They said it was going to get quite breezy this afternoon, so I don't know. We'll see how long I can be out there, and I'll come back and have some lunch. There's some trash in the fire pit, unfortunately, that I'm gonna have to clean up, but yeah, they left a bucket here. I don't mind that. I'll use that to sit stuff on, but yeah, not a bad campsite. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. No bites yet. Oh. Just as I said that, I had a bite. Alright, I got something. It's a pike. Alright. Put it down, bud. Alright. Little pike. Was fun. And I put him back. And now I gotta get my lure unhooked from my net. Fun stuff. Chili mac for dinner tonight. As soon as I'm done eating, I'm gonna take care of the dishes and filter some water, and then I'm gonna head out in the canoe. Still pretty breezy, but it's supposed to die down tonight, so looking forward to getting out on the water. I was kind of stuck in camp today, and yeah, just kind of itching to get out on the water. So, yep, got to get my dinner ate and then get some things done, and then we'll be out on the water. Well, good morning, and a chilly morning it is for August. It got down to 42 degrees, and yeah, I brought my summer bag, and at the last minute I threw in a fleece blanket, and I'm pretty glad I did that. But yeah, pretty chilly morning for August. For breakfast this morning, I'm attempting to make pancakes again. Last time I did this, didn't work out too well, but we're trying something a little different. We'll see how this goes, but yeah, just gonna go slow at it and see how it goes. So looking forward to a great day ahead. Conditions are supposed to be really nice today, very calm winds, and gonna get a lot of paddling in today, so looking forward to that. All right, finally made it out on the water this morning. Very calm, light fog on the surface of the water. Yeah, excellent conditions. I'm gonna get some fishing in this morning for sure. See if I can hit some pike, maybe even a walleye. We'll see. But yeah, couldn't ask for better conditions for spending a day in the water. Well, good morning. It was another chilly night. The temperature this morning on my thermometer read 43 degrees, so yeah, it's getting very chilly at night for August. You may hear some cars in the distance. I'm not too far from the highway, and on a still morning like this morning you can hear the cars in the distance, but still, you know, I hear the geese, the sandhill cranes, and when I get up in the dark, the beaver doesn't like it. He starts slapping his tail and lets me know he doesn't like me shining my lights around up here. But I've already had breakfast and starting to get packed up, so I'm going to be heading out here in a little bit. My wife is going to pick me up at the landing, and that's going to be it. A short but sweet trip. Really enjoyed it, and so I'm going to shut up and start getting packed up and get the canoe loaded and get out of here. These rocks worked really well. They anchored the tent just fine. Of course, I didn't have any gale force winds, but no, it was nice and taut and worked really well. I always hate packing up the tent when it's damp, because I know I'm going to have to set everything up and dry it out when I get home, but I guess that's the price of admission. All right, I am off. Such a beautiful day out here on the water. I hate to leave, but that's the way it goes. And that's it. Thanks for coming along.